Hey, everybody, I'm really excited. We have got a very special guest here with 53,000 subscribers coming to his YouTube channel. We have got Linda. Do the
NJ
biggest
Slot Guy.
NJ Slot Guy, you guys. We learned about John on talking to the Big Payback. He told us all about this guy, just raved on about him and everything. And I've seen some of his videos, and the deeper I got, the more exciting I got. We had a great talk the other day. This guy is so full of positive energy about the
I
industry
love it.
and about what's going on. I cannot wait to introduce you guys. You guys, this is John. You guys, welcome to Everything Slots.
Thank you, guys. I'm surprised the headphones still fit. You guys make my head so big. And it all started with Tim too. It all starts with Tim, and we'll get it to him in 1 second.
Yeah.
But first of all, thank you for having me on his recommendation, and I mean as soon as possible. That was crazy. So I couldn't be happier to be here with you guys again. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Well,
it.
that's great. Now you've been doing this now. It said on YouTube that you started your channel in 2018. Is that correct?
18, correct. So August will be 4 years.
So you're one of these up and coming sort of like hot news sort of channels that are coming up right now.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
In a way, when it comes to the newer generation of slot channels, I'm considered a veteran, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah?
Because just 4 years ago when I was starting, it was Tim who I watched along with maybe like 8 or 10 channels at that time that were consistent. And I want to say at that top tier, I came in at the very bottom of that, and then a whole new generation of slot channels started.
Yeah, there's a lot of new
So believe it or not,
exciting
as it doesn't sound like a long time, 40 years doing this, but 4 years in doing this,
Yeah.
and it's still on the ground floor, but to the point where we all got it to now at this point. So trust me, there are new up and coming channels that are growing quicker than I ever did, and it's remarkable what they're doing. They're
some really exciting energy out there. I'm telling you. Well, and you just got back from a very exciting trip, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But tell me a little bit about your background, where how long you've been gaming. I see that you kind of like high limit slots. That seems to be sort of your thing. Tell me about your channel, just in general. If anybody hasn't seen it, check it out. This is it. Tell us about it.
Of course. So when I started my channel, and I'll go back into time as well, but the start of my channel when I started was at this point in my life, I was always in the high limit slot room, and it was only because at one point you could only go there to have a cigarette. And I was table player, up and down, mathematics, statistics. I loved all that stuff, all the counting of the cards. I'm a craps player at heart. Like, but I dabble in everything. I wanted to learn everything when I first went to a casino. I was like, look at this, and all the movies and whatever. So that's where I would go to play high limit slots, and that's how it began. It went with one cigarette to let me put $100 in this machine. Let me put a couple hundred or more in this machine. To the worst. And I say this in a positive way, but when you are what I consider like a degeneration is what I call my subscribers and followers, is like that grasp. Once you hit a jackpot hand pay, it's one of the worst things that can happen to somebody, honestly. Somebody put it on Facebook, and because a lot of people are like, I've never hit a jackpot, I've never hit a hand pay before.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, kind of lucky. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it starts a whole new thing that you didn't know existed inside of you. But I'm sorry, buddy, Charlie. So what happened was then I started playing high limit slots, and then only a couple of years later, I see these slot channels. Tim being one of them. I'm like, what is this? And when I tell you, and my biggest regret is not taking it serious, was I didn't think that this was a world I could be involved in.
It just seems so, crazy at the time.
Place in New Jersey, nobody's famous or ever been on TV, and if they were, it was because they were talking to somebody on the Channel 7 News at night because of whatever happened down the street. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. But like when they did that, you were a superstar. Nobody ever gets on TV where I'm from. So it's like this wasn't real to me. But I'm like, give it a shot. I'm gonna pull out my phone. I literally just went down on a whim, like I did once a month, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna pull out my phone and start recording. And luckily, I made such good relationships with all the attendants over the years that they didn't care. I told them
that's cool.
what I was doing, but I never got like official approval. I didn't know this was illegal. I thought it was only the tables, which I understood. That's the main floor. A lot of stuff's happening out there. We can't record, even though there's 7,000 cameras in the sky. Okay, whatever. Yeah. But we always understood that. I'm like, oh, this is different. You always take pictures of jackpots. I always have. So I'm like, now I'll just record. Tim's doing it, right? Tim's doing it.
Yeah.
Signed up for YouTube. Started filming the old school high limit slot machines is what I really love, because that's what I was poured into. And it started going crazy. My channel started going crazy, and I didn't take it serious. I was like, this isn't real. Like, right? Like, I had that,
I totally
that
feel
negative, cynical thought process. Always. That's what we do. That's
like, who would want to watch me do this? Apparently, people do want to watch you do this.
When I tell you the full-blown bloodline of Italian is to be as negative and as anxiety-ridden as possible, and I inherited all of that from mom and dad. So it was never a real thing again. Yeah. All of a sudden, people started going absolutely nuts, and
that's so cool.
As I started speaking more and becoming into myself, forget it. They lost their minds, and I didn't. And I'm just like, okay, let's do this now. Like, now this is serious stuff. Like, this is quit my job stuff. This is sit down and have a talk with my family stuff. This is for real now.
Wow.
Then I spoke, and then I spoke to Tim, and Tim instilled that confidence in me. Like, he goes, you are literally the fastest growing slot at that time.
Yeah.
The fastest growing slot channel I've ever seen, and he wasn't lying based on how the numbers were calculating. I mean,
that's so cool.
It was crazy. It was still surreal. It still is to this day.
Yeah.
But I mean, what am I going to do? People love me. And then I realized how much I changed lives. Once I realized that, forget it. I'm taking this to the moon. I'm going to run this. Right. I always say I'm going to run this to the garden. That means I'm going to lose all my money. But I'm going to run this one through everything I can, because there's no better feeling than somebody telling you how you.
Yeah, I love that energy that you have. So as you've been doing this, like you said, a lot of times you're thinking, how is it that I got here? How is it that I do this? Are there any moments when you are just like, because I know it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people don't realize how much time and attention it takes, because it's not just, like I've said it so many times, it's not just flipping on the camera and being live. It's everything that goes in before that, after that, in between that, all the time. This is on, you're on all the time. Do you just ever just like, just get exhausted and think, I don't know.
This has Slotman Jack was the first person I ever interviewed before Tim. Tim's the second person I spoke to. I tried to do a podcast thing, but it didn't work because I have no idea what I'm doing, and like it's terrible. I was just embracing it because people were telling me we would love to hear you talk to people, and I was like, what do people want? They want to know the people, the channels they're watching. I'm sorry, and I'm like, I'm going to bring that. Well, I'm going to try to bring that to them. Again, no clue what I was doing. Lasted 3 sessions, I think, maybe 2.5 at that. But luckily, I made 2 great friends in the process, Slotman Jack and Tim. Yeah. And one thing Slotman Jack said to me off camera, and just talking to him on a friend basis, was he said, man, he goes, try to keep it separated so you still have fun, because I didn't listen. That's stupid. So this is no fun. And there is no point where you will see me, unless I'm not in the right state of mind, which happens, that I'm sitting there without filming. What's the point? I can miss the next viral video if I do that. It will cost me so much money, you know what I mean, in the long run, that it's not worth it anymore. So where's the fun? And then, let's go down, play some tables, play craps. Every second that I'm doing that is every second I'm not recording. Right. I don't have the availability to just be able to run to the casino every day and it's down the street. Right. I got to make plans in advance. 3 children at home, a wife that works 13 hours a pop. So it takes planning and moving around stuff. And, so I cannot do that. So I have to make sure every second, the time I walk into the casino, the time I walk out, the only time I stop is to call my family, take a 30-minute break to charge up, and sleep, which I barely do, obviously, because it's just work. That's all it is.
But it's really interesting.
It's crazy
because these people are gravitating to you because you're like, you're like a friend that they're gaming with. And
A
so
fun
that
friend.
community,
That's the
that
thing.
community
That's
is
fun.
probably what's
Right, yeah.
driving you more than anything else.
That is, and once I really started, once I took everything off and I was just like, let's go, we're moving full force. Like when I really just became myself, to a point where if the negative was coming in, I didn't have to care about it because they were so much more positive. Like my people, DJ Nation,
See that?
attack
Yes.
these people that are
And I
negative.
love to see that. I really love
It's great.
seeing channels like that have such
Community.
a strong and beautiful community that the moment something
Community.
negative or a troll comes in, they just get right on them. And they're just like,
when I tell you,
yes.
like rabid, and I love it. That's
so
awesome.
fun to watch.
those are the people. I exist because of those people.
Yes.
And how could I not be thankful to them? And I mean, when I'm at a casino, I have to work, I have to film, and 90% of the people understand that I have to, at some point, this conversation has to end because I have to get back to work. But trust me, don't forget, I said 90%, don't forget. So there's a 10% that doesn't, understand it. But I tell everybody, please come up, because they always, they're like, I stop the thing, I go, come here.
Yeah.
I go, come, or sometimes I leave it running. Why not?
Why not? That's so cool. Yeah.
Not sometimes because people also don't want to be, hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
I call them up. Where are you from? Who are you? What is? How are you? Oh, get out of here. 10, 15. I want to get to know you. I want to remember you. I do, and I can't remember everybody. I wish I could. I really do. But I try hard to remember those two that are very loyal. The names that I constantly see in videos, and they stick. They stick in my head. So when I talk to another channel, and Tim's just like, hey man, do you happen to know this guy? And I go, yeah, actually, he's a big fan of mine. How cool is that? Community.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool.
But that is. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. It's an infinite piece of pie. Why can't we all eat? So I don't care. 1 subscriber to 1 million. It does not matter. I'll collaborate with you. I've done it before with people. It doesn't matter. I don't care how many 34 subscribers. That's fun to do. This is an experience. We're going to get to know each other too.
Exactly.
I can make a good friend out of this. Why? I don't understand why the shyness or, being away from helping others. Leave a comment every now and then.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
Doesn't it? Right? I mean, what are we doing?
But I love that attitude, right? I mean, I love that analogy that you say. Is that, there's a big enough pie for everyone. So there's no reason why. Yeah.
It's infinite. YouTube has a community tab.
Yeah.
So now, listen, I'm not going to say they're not doing their job. They have however billions of, people to worry about. But I mean, the community thing could be a little bit better by lumping us or to figure in some kind of algorithm out. But come on, I mean, how small of a piece are we on YouTube? But guess what? If they want to be community, then I will. I'll start the trend. I don't care. Like I like when I see certain people in certain chats. You start to see the channel supporting each other. I just wish that it was everybody.
Right.
I mean, that can't happen. It's the real world. I get it, but I just wish it was, because I want to be friends with everybody. I have no problems with anybody. I don't want any problems with anybody.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I heard a story that you went on a recent trip with the Max Bet guys, and and that's kind of what he was telling us about and everything. But you were the life of the party, from what I understand. You were just loving this. Now talk about that. I think that sounds. I wish I was on that trip.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. I mean, maybe not a new side of me came out, but this was, again, go back to what I said about just being on YouTube alone and how this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, you have that thought process, right?
Right.
Never was I ever supposed to be on a private jet in my life. You know what I mean? No way this was true. And the story of how that all pieced together and happened, I mean, I was a last second add-on. Last second add-on stuff happened to happen, and I happened to be the guy. But it's only because I flew out there and met Mike and Landon myself. Which, by the way, I mean, a big shout out to Max Bet Media.
Right? They're great. What they're doing is amazing.
Exciting.
My goodness,
I am so excited about what they're doing. It's great.
Yep.
I didn't know this. They're showing me a whole new world of things, and I'm showing them the same.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. Literally, I was on the phone with Landon 2 nights ago talking about the both of you, by the way. Yeah. So, and and how can I describe this great intro? It was remarkable. I wasn't supposed to.
I can just feel it like oozing from you right now. Still, like, it's amazing.
And knowing that, knowing that, and just I've been on this confidence boost for a year now, and it all started with Tim. Again, it started with Tim when I had a group pull, and he plugged it the last time he was
Tim
talking
is
to
so
you guys.
cool. I love Tim.
And he's just like, man, he goes, you are remarkable at this. Like, you need to, and I'm riding that. I trust his word. He's a serious creator with six-figure subscribers. So I take his word serious as a businessman, and of course as a friend. So, seeing him get invited to this Drayton trip was awesome. Like, I saw the promotional commercial for it before he did. I was nothing but happy to see that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait to see what comes from this.
Right.
And at that time, I was with Landon, just meeting them, putting myself in front of them. I just wanted to see what this MaxBet Media was about.
Right.
So I was like, I don't do emails, text messages. We do this. I want to see. I want to see what you're about.
Yeah.
And met Landon and Mike. I mean, Mike's from the East Coast, so there goes that. That conversation that was already. And so now it was just trying to get along with Landon, which it's unbelievable. You can't pull us away from each other now when I'm with him. You'll see him in all my videos from when we were at Drayton. He's next to me the whole time. We're supposed to be doing work
funny.
here.
That's so cool.
Just because of how it happens. But great people, MaxBet Media. I mean, I can't. Next time I'm out there, I'm gonna hopefully hop on a podcast with them and talk to them for an hour.
So
and
cool.
hopefully go over the Drayton trip too. But please ask questions. Oh no, you just said the whole life of the party thing. Yeah. So I didn't. People, this is this far away across the country. They aren't ready for me. I'm very, like, we're there. Like what are we doing here? Like, we are. Right. I have a camera crew following me. I'm mic'd up like I'm on a TV show that I've been watching for years. Like, I can't believe this is happening. So I'm riding that high, and just like, I'm back in Vegas. I'm back with the MaxBet Media people. I have Tim next to me, and I'm also meeting a couple new influencers. So this is cool. This is awesome. Then I'm getting treatment that I never have received in my life. Having the assistant GM next to me the whole time, meeting people who are CEOs of companies from Light and Wonder and IGT, and I'm like, I've been to Atlantic City I've never even come close to talking to like the manager, from the front desk here. I got the GM sitting next to me, and by the end of the trip, having a relationship with this guy where we're breaking chops with each other. That's awesome.
That's so
awesome. You can't beat that. The tribal chairman sitting with me at dinner. What? The tribal chairman, the tribal chairman. And I'm just like, everything I'm saying all happens because of Mike and Landon.
That's so cool.
They're taking their dreams.
Right.
And this is what we did this thing a couple years ago where we started talking to influencers, because we really do think that you guys are sort of the next wave of people. You are the, like somebody said something on our channel. They said don't, this guy, me, is not a player. Everything. I make games. I'm not pretending to be a heavy duty player. You guys are the players, and this is what we're starting.
You guys are like the heartbeat of this whole thing, right?
And so that's why we're having this conversation. And MaxBet is really smart. Those guys, they are players. They do like to play, and they are in an environment. But they're like, you guys are the voice of players, and you are in the conversation, and you're creating conversation. And I think it's great that you had the head of the CEO of a company.
Nuts.
That the GM's there. Everybody needs to start realizing that you guys, you don't have to sit there and hide your phone. You're actually
what are we doing?
You're promoting their casinos.
Yep.
Understood. There's a bunch of security issues that they used to
Sure.
have. There's stuff, but you get into an agreement with the casino. You try not to get anybody's face, because they may not.
Of course.
Their wife may not know that they're there. So, but you get some skills, and this does nothing but good. This is an experience.
It's wild. It's one of the most illogical things that I could put together. Once I obviously got involved, I mean, I get it, but I don't at the same time, because it's like, if security can find your voucher that somebody takes from a machine or from your pocketbook or from the floor, follow them and find them from casino to casino. What is the problem? You have an extra set of eyes in us on top of it, like on whatever's going. God forbid something were to happen and we were live or something.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I might actually help you in court against whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, Michael, within reason. You can't sit there and bash the casino and bash
Sure.
No, but people
and within reason, like I said. But again, another thing is for all the people that go live, and that's going to be the new trend.
It is I'm
live.
seeing it,
and that's fine. And that's fine. All it takes is a giant sign that says recording in progress.
Yes.
You will be boom, bada bing, bada boom, and we're all done with this. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It still doesn't make sense to me. Like now we are recording table games. So what's the problem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why are we having such an issue with this? Like, whatever. I don't know.
I'm sure it's deeper on the operator side. I don't want to oversimplify.
I'm sure,
but I tell you, I think that with the new progressive thinkers and the sort of the slot directors out there and the floor managers, and they're really seeing this as a new opportunity for marketing, and not really just marketing. It's about sharing the experience and the fun of gaming, and nothing is more exciting than watching somebody win a hand pay
for
or
real.
a jackpot.
Yes.
And teach them how to play this game,
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is what I did that at first too. And I still do it because now all the newer machines are coming out and I have a lot of older fans. So they're used to bing, boom, blah, and we're good. Yeah. So sometimes I have to point at the end and go, okay, guys, this is what we need. Sometimes I play machines. I have no idea what I'm doing. And when I watch those and edit that back, I'm laughing at myself, believe it or not, because I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yes.
Because I'm learning it too. So I'm laughing with him and he's making this funny and all this stuff. So I'm just kind of like, screw it. I'm not even going to explain it anymore. If I don't know the game, I'm going to learn it with the people and make it even more fun. Why not?
Right.
That's the point. You're supposed to feel like you're right here next to me. So I'm going to try to make that as authentic as I can and just make the slot machine the background. And I will be the foreground while a bonus comes out. Okay. That becomes the center of attention for now. But come on. We all know what happens in the long run, and it's a lot of dead space and a lot of dead time. What are you going to do? Don't let the machine dictate that. You dictate that.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Talk to some people. Let's have some fun.
Well,
why not?
And that's when you have such a big personality like you do, and I mean and I love that you're not pulling punches. You're being you.
Yep.
You're out there, and you are just like you're like 100%, and you're not homogenizing it. You're being yourself and everything, and that's what people want. They want somebody that they can go and have a really good time with at a casino, and you're like their buddy.
Yep.
So, that's it. So I'm trying to make every time I meet somebody, see the people be like, this is where you want to be, right here. Right here's where you want to be. Part of DJ Nation. Come with us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come with us. It's the dark side. A lot of people look at it, trust me. Oh no, trust me. You don't understand.
Come to the dark side.
You don't understand the comments that I get that I have to clip on a daily basis. Oh, they're so bad. So bad, these comments, these people. A lot of people hate me, believe it or not.
Well, so I mean, that's the thing, though. But that's the thing with the internet, with the social media, is that a lot of people get to.
I love it.
They get to hide behind their keyboard while you put yourself out there, and you just have to take. Yeah. You have to take a lot of things with a grain of salt. Is that everyone has opinions?
Exactly.
Not everyone's opinions, right? Not everyone's opinions, right? But they all have opinions, and they love to share them.
They all have opinions, and they love to share them, and they're hiding behind a keyboard, of course. I love it. And sometimes there are some people don't mean to be negative. Again, don't forget, when you send a text message, and you know how you're reading the person's voice, but you can't, right? So it's the same thing when you read comments. Yep. It's a text message. So I don't understand how this person sounds or is saying it. Yeah. So I have to assume. But sometimes the negative comments, they're being serious and trying to give you that like constructive criticism. And I do appreciate that. I do. Because I learned from that, because those are people being truthful.
Yes, I do. I love those.
Right?
But the ones
I could tell a joke that's funny,
don't mean anything. Those are the ones that just sometimes I feel like they're just pushing buttons to push buttons, right? There's a difference.
They're everywhere. Yep. They're everywhere. Yep. And for everybody, and higher up the chain you go, it gets, brutal. Brutal. Imagine celebrities. Oh my goodness.
You have to have such tough, you have to have such thick skin.
You need to have thick skin. And me, I'm a dark soul. So it's like, it doesn't matter, like what we do when
I relate to that. It's blackened already. So at this point, what are you gonna do?
All we do, we sit around a fire pit, is make fun of each other and bust chops, and we all laugh in the end, because there's nothing better than laughing at yourself. And it always breaks a room. The first
Yep.
thing I do to break a room is take a shot at myself, and it
Yep.
makes everybody feel completely comfortable about it, you know?
Yep.
And then the room's yours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At that point. With this, it's even better because you're drinking, everybody's
Yeah.
loose, you're loose while you're gambling, and it just flows better. You're not standing on a stage having to do something, you just flow. And then
Yeah.
chemistry happens. And again, DJ Nation. So when I have a group poll, there's 80 people. Poor Tim. You know what I mean? Tim is a nice, clean-cut human being that doesn't deserve to be around the people.
But I love
But
that
he was
combination, though. I think the combination
Exactly.
is so
That's what I'm
awesome.
saying. You would never think in a million years the big jackpot and NJ Slot guy, just based on it, would be almost on every trip together. Like I was in Tampa with him too, living it up when I tell you with that man. And what a great time. But you would never think it because of what he plays and how I play it. He's so clean cut, perfection. And I sucked him into New Jersey. And
I love it. That was
smile
awesome.
on his face and how much he enjoyed it. And he learned a lot from that too. He's saying, what do I do with football and stuff like that? I said, I will help you. I will go to the end of the world with that guy, by the way. So I'll help you. I'll do whatever it is we got to do. I said, but Tim, you have confidence in yourself. Show yourself.
Yeah.
People love you, man. That's how you get them to come out there, because they want to see you standing on a seat doing a Chief chant for no reason. And you know what I mean? Going nuts, screaming, cursing at that point, because forget about it in this room, and they all enjoy. If you just scan the room, everybody's having fun. They don't care if we're losing in the group. Well, nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're here for this. That's why they're here. Yeah. So be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're here to entertain. It's time to entertain. You got it.
Yeah, that's slots in general. I mean, this is entertainment, and we all know. I mean, look, we all know that the odds are in favor of the house, but the game and the chase and the thing, it's still there's. If you like slots, this is the fun we're having. It's the fun of the ride. And so
let's chase it together, right?
Yes.
I mean, so exact. That's the sell point right there. Let's go chase it together. Yeah. I have to admit, it is a hassle and a disaster at the same time because of all the lag and all the people. Of course, it's mayhem, but it's awesome because it doesn't happen frequently either. So that also makes it special. But to see people fly across the country just to come be with you for an hour. You're only with them for an hour. They barely get to touch you, talk to you, because you're standing back here or whatever. You see them real quick at first because you got to do so many things. I want to hang out with these people. I feel bad because you got so much to do. But I mean, that's why we exist. 6 hours, drive 6 hours, drive 6 hours back just to play slots. I'm that important to that person that day. Think about that.
That's
you know what I mean?
But that feeling it just feels good, right?
You cannot. You can't be. That's a feeling all on its own because you have a feeling when you have a kid. That's a different feeling. That's a whole new feeling that I've never known. I mean, at all. So crazy. It's crazy feeling and humbling too. Very humbling to see. Whoa, I got to keep this going. I'm very important. To not to the world, but to this world.
Right. Yeah, because let's
go. Let's
probably
embrace
get
it.
Some entertainment in that. They have connected with you, and I've told Mike and some other folks is that in the last couple of years with COVID and the isolation, the need for community is so much greater, right? And so with John, like you and Tim, you guys are building this community where people come together that are like-minded and they know they're going to have a good time and they know that they're going to feel good, and it's beautiful to see. And it seems so little, but it's also very big at the same time what you guys are doing, and it really is. I mean, it's very awesome what you guys are doing out there. I love watching it. I love seeing it. I love the energy.
Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. It's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So John, so if people are out there listening and they don't know, where do you like to gamble? Where are your favorite places?
My favorite places is different from where I basically where the home hub is because let's go Tampa, Florida. Hard Rock, Tampa, Florida is one of my favorite places. I mean, just
it's a great casino.
The ambiance of it, it's huge and massive, and it has everything for there's a whole old school slot section I can play for the old school slots fans. There's all the new lightning this, and there's all of that, and then there's all of this, and then there's 3 of those, and then there's one upstairs. I don't get that here. There's one little room. There's one little living room where I go. You know what I mean? So that ambiance, WinStar.
WinStar is ridiculous.
And the craziest thing about that is at least the people out here, like in Jersey, we didn't know this place existed.
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's a
this place existed
destination.
until
It
I
is
started the
a
channel.
destination. Yeah.
But I went there once, and then like less than a year later, went there again. The improvements, and I'm looking at the place, and I go, "Oh my goodness, this is going to be a massive, like amazing, like because all they're doing is improving that quick." And I'm just like, how could that not be? Like, look at the size; it's massive. But the drawback is only certain slot machines there.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have those different things, and that's where Hard Rock would really edge it out. But then I just recently went to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's number one. And it's like, come on, I'm just getting back out there now after starting the channel. I have not been there since I started the channel, you know, starting from 2 weeks ago. And now I've been there twice, both with MaxBet Media. So, and now I'm getting used to those properties. So we're going to ask this question again on a later episode.
We will.
But right now, Tampa Hard Rock has the edge. We'll give them number one spot.
Excellent. Okay. And
That's awesome.
And what are the places you go locally when you're just like just doing a regular thing?
Michael, I wish I could say to you, oh, all the casinos and say I bumped from this one to that one. I don't have approval. I only go to the Golden Nugget.
Okay.
And I mean, just recently got approval at Bally's. That's it. That's all I have approval for down there.
More and more.
I get told no or no responses at all. So you know what? That's fine. I'll always have a home. You know, at Golden Nugget, they'll always welcome me with open arms. Now I have Bally's. Supposedly have a meeting with resorts next week. Hopefully that goes well. But I don't know why. Like you said, it's free advertising. What the heck is going on in Atlantic City, New Jersey? Nothing. You know any channels I can bring just here alone? I mean, I go down there, I meet Mike. Mike has his own channel as well with almost 30,000 subscribers. He's always with me. And I'm going to meet Old School Slots down there next week. That's 120,000 subscribers in whatever room we walk into on a Wednesday night.
Right. Yeah.
I want to meet them all. I want to meet everyone.
Oh, I will bring them all your way.
I want to talk to everyone.
I'll bring them all your way. East Coast Slots, all of the people that I've become personal friends with now at this point, you know, and are really good content creators in this and becoming vets themselves. East Coast Slots was there with Tim when I first started. He was he was up there with Tim. I was watching him. So it's like, I'm friends with the guy. I'm meeting him in Tampa, like talking to him, you know, on a monthly basis, let's say.
Wow. It's great.
Crazy. It's crazy. The idea, all the stuff that happens from this is awesome. That's the thing. So that's
great. Well, we are, Linda and I are really excited that John is going to be doing some more stuff with us, you guys.
Yes.
So
we want to do a series.
So
like,
let's do it.
We're gonna do a lot more with John because we're really excited about his energy and his sort of unique personality and perspective on games. You know, we've got, you know, we got Slot Queen. So we got a Slot Queen, you know, who's kind of like, she makes me laugh when she's playing. You know, she's like, you know, she's got her demographic. You know, Kelly, you know, is a new upcoming channel that you've worked with and everything like that. We're really excited about her. There's so many great guys out there that are really pulling content together. And like, you know, like you said,
I love it.
There's the more there, you know, it's an infinite pie. And
it really is, and I want to meet everybody. I love it. I want to meet and I'm so like, I go to a place and then I you know, afterwards I find out who was there that I missed, or like whose hometown that is. There's so many slot channels you can't keep track of anymore. Who lives where, or whatever, unless you're really close to them. But I mean, yeah, I would when I go out to Texas and Oklahoma, I would love to meet every single slot channel that's down there. I would love to meet you all in the casino. Like, let's all plug each other. Let's all hop on your live. Like, yes, of course, that's exactly how it should be. And because of that attitude, hopefully I'm spreading a new attitude throughout the community. I hope so. But it's like, regardless if I don't, you know, just the friendships I made alone from doing this, you know, is absolutely incredible. Every state I go to, I get to meet up with a personal friend. I never had that before. You know what I mean?
It's kind of crazy how that all works out, right? Where like this has brought you together with people that you would have never connected
people you would have
with.
never even come across in your life, and let alone how many things you have in common with them outside of creator stuff. Obviously, that's where you know, click. But outside of that, how much stuff you have in common with these people, who has the same amount of kids you do, who has kids that are out of college, who's been doing this for a longer time than they've been, where you've come from, all this stuff. It's nuts. That's what brought that confidence out about me. I didn't realize I was a character. You know, I'm normal. This is how everybody is. Well, kind of. This is how everybody is by me. We're all nuts. So I didn't realize, until I traveled. Florida doesn't count because there's a lot of us down there that are hidden. So yeah. No. And we know each other too. Dad, forget it. It's nuts down there. But once I went to Texas, and California was another one where people are like going nuts, like for me. They're like, "Oh, I love how you talk with your hands." It's normal. I don't know. Cool. Once I saw that was a character, I go, "Oh, this is great. All I got to do is be myself here. This is fantastic. I wish I knew this 20 years ago. I would have done something with it, Right. But hey, better late than never, because this wouldn't be happening without our series of events. So let's rock.
Right. So how often do you release videos? And then I know you are doing some live streaming now too, right? So
very rare I go live. I'm a bad person to go live. I don't know how to turn the phone around. Like two lives, I took like the picture wrong, and then I had to like restart the live. So I have to have Mike with me when I do that. Top dollar Mike, I gotta have him with me to make sure I do it right. But I have to admit, when it does start to go and it starts to roll,
it feels like it's different. Right?
I don't want it to end. I don't want it to end.
Yes.
But my pocket needs it to, because in reality, if I put out a 10-minute video, which is usually my average, I try to put out a 10-minute video, right? If I do a 60-minute live, that costs me 6 videos.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Isn't that crazy?
Right. Yeah.
But how the equation works?
Right.
So unless I'm making an outstanding amount of money on this live, it's not worth it for me to go live. But because of that, when I do go live, it's a surprise. It's special, how it should be.
Yes.
Like I told you, the live is now becoming a trend, and I understand it. For numbers reasons, for monetary reasons, please, everybody, go get your money. Go live 6 times a day if you could. God bless you. But in reality, I can't. I have to.
It's a lot.
You know what I mean? I can only go live for one night, because I would have to go.
Sure.
To the casino.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Listen, if it was closer, if the Pennsylvania casinos would just, agree. They're 55 minutes away. I told them I would come to you twice a week. Like, what are we doing here? That would be easier. Then maybe I could, in fact, go live every day. But then
maybe that can change. So that would be awesome. Because watching you live, I think would be hilarious.
It gets a little chippy. It gets a little crazy in there. Remember what I was saying about DJ Nation? Now you have, okay, let's say a realistic number. You have 475 sick-minded people in this group that follow whatever I'm saying. I'm very good at pumping up the crowd. So I'm getting them going. They see I'm on my second drink now. I'm saying, all that other kind of crazy stuff. I don't want to ruin what you guys have going here. I'll save it for my life. But the trolls start coming in. And when the trolls come in, I tell my moderators, I go, "Oh no!" I say, "Leave them here.
Leave them."
I go, "Leave them here.
Let's have fun."
And I go back, I stop what I'm doing, and I go find them, and I go, "Okay, here we go, Sal, whatever his name is," and I just attack.
I love that. Oh,
why not? Why not? You came here to attack me.
Exactly.
Let's have some fun, baby. Let's have some fun, because I'm good at this. Now you screwed up. You messed with the wrong one tonight.
Right.
I'll go right back at you. I love it.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, they came here with a bad thought. They were trying to, to get in my head.
Yeah. So, I love seeing that kind of stuff, because you do see that so much more now in every platform.
With the live,
So I do enjoy it when the person kind of bites back a little bit.
Yeah, you got it. Why not? And have fun with that. Have fun with it. Why not? They came here to hurt you. Laugh at it.
Exactly.
Laugh at it. Don't let them hurt you. What are you doing? They're just words. Nobody means it. Nothing's gonna happen. Relax. Who cares? Let everybody say what they want. Freedom of speech, right? Let them have the freedom of speech. Leave them here.
Yeah.
Leave them here. Let's talk to them a little bit. Then when it gets good, see ya. Hey man, you just missed out on a whole bunch of fun. What are you doing? Because you wanted to be like that. Okay, whatever. But Linda, you are more than welcome to join us whenever I go live, which is around. Actually, I'll be live 4/13, 1 week from today. So
shit, I'm going to look for you.
So 4/13, guys, everybody, 4/13. He's going
4/13. 4/13. I'll go live. I don't know what time. Say again, I don't know what I'm doing. People have these mapped out and stuff. I don't know. I just go down there and I hit the live button. You know,
Yeah, you're just like,
my
we
my
are.
poor fans and people. Yeah, my poor fans. But that's why. That's
Set
DJ
your
Nation.
alerts.
That's it, and they
Set
love
your
it.
alerts because
Yeah.
that's how
I
But
you
love
that's
know.
so
it.
fun
So,
though. That you know, and then it's
embrace
also
it.
the instant communication and like the chatting that comes on as well,
Yeah.
which is unique and fun at the same time. So yeah, yeah, it's definitely a different beast and it's a lot of work, but I think it's the next like really everyone is moving towards
is.
that. Just it's
I
crazy.
I think it's still ground floor when I
Yeah.
say it feels like it's been forever. 4 years in it and all the new stuff. Like I said, it's not even. I still think it's right there.
Yeah, we
It is.
barely scratched the surface.
I mean, it really
After-
is. And I originally interviewed Diana Ivani, and she and Slot Queen Deb, I think, they're the ones who started it
yeah.
like 10 years
It's
ago.
crazy.
Like they started.
Diana was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching her too.
Yeah, I love.
And
her,
I,
man.
you know how many people I haven't met yet? I just met NG Slot. Like,
Yeah.
this is the number one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just met him. Nice guy in the world, by the way. Like,
That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
plug for him that he doesn't need.
Yeah.
But it's just a, you would never think it. Like I said, just a normal stops and talks to everybody.
I love that.
Oh
That's so-
man, me
yeah.
too. I wanted to hug him because our time is limited, especially up there at Great. And when we were on such a schedule, and we only had certain time to ourselves, he stopped and talked to everybody. And I love that because that's the way I am before I know it. An hour's gone, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it was worth it. You know what I mean? It was worth it. Like, I remember people, like AJ. AJ was one of the guys that was watching us. I don't know if he was security or whatnot. Just had a 2-month-old when I was there. You know what I mean? Just talking to him from that. Good. Shout out to you, AJ. Like, I'm glad I remember that. And I remember that because I stopped for 15
Yeah.
minutes. And I wouldn't trade that for a video.
Yeah.
You can get that back.
Aw.
So yeah, you know
That's
what I
sweet.
mean? So to see NG walk through that, really, I became even more of a fan of him after seeing that. And then seeing how the people embraced him at that meet and greet over there. It was incredible. And I was like, yes, that's what people need to see. Love.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
hate in the world. There's so much hate in the
Oh
world.
God, I know.
Oh,
right?
love.
So this kind
We
of
bring
positive
so many
energy
things
is
to
just
life.
we need to fill it with this.
Yes.
Right? Like
And you guys-
that's my goal.
This is NJ Slot Guy. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Thank
I
you,
am
Mike.
so,
I am too.
so
Appreciate
happy. I cannot wait. And you are going to see more from
Yes. Yes.
from John on our channel. We're really excited. This
A
is
lot.
This is a great meeting. I'm so glad that we got to talk to you. You guys, we're going to build the community, and it's all about community. Again, we make games. You guys are the ones who play them. We want to talk, and it's about the conversation. So,
Right.
So,
And that's what I'm saying. What if I have a good idea one time?
Exactly.
And it clicks in my head. I now have connection. Oh my,
Yes.
and like I said, going back to the Great trip, how many people I met? Like, I now have that community, and maybe it's a stupid idea, but you never know.
You never
have that
know. Yeah.
connection now,
I have
all
stupid ideas
because
all
I
the
started
time.
Slash House.
Yeah. Believe me, we throw stupid ideas out all the time.
And
All
sometimes,
the time.
sometimes I make games out of them.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the great and fun thing about this whole process and this whole thing is that we want to open that conversation. We want to just have these fun times and maybe make some really good games and talk to you guys about it.
Our games will get better. You guys will have more fun. So
Yeah.
it's all
Every-
win-win.
Yeah.
Every there's all the every stuff. I'm gonna have a premiere. I'm gonna have a premiere on an every machine.
What is it?
Yeah,
Tell-
it's from the Cosmo in Vegas. It's not going to be. Maybe I will do it a little bit sooner because we're doing all this, and I could keep every right there in front of everybody. It was a smoking Hot Wheel. I named the devil. I started dancing with him. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that
good.
was
What'd
a
you
good
name it?
game.
Oh,
I worked on that game.
It's gonna be
Okay,
good.
you got to watch.
It's going to be good.
You gotta watch. We gotta watch
was-
now. We're gonna.
I was just talking to a slot machine company in Ohio, Slot Machines Unlimited. I'm actually friends with those guys. We were just talking about an underdog machine. They just sent me a picture of it literally a couple days ago. So it's just like you guys are everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah, every day, every
Come
way.
on, no, I just said that wasn't planned. That just
that was
happened.
good.
Stuff like that just happened.
It
That
actually
just happened.
happens a lot. So
God.
You guys are everywhere. I'm just letting you know, like isn't that crazy how that works? And then you guys here, I trust that.
And in fact, if you guys want to know about everything slots, where do you go, Linda?
Everything slots.
Everything slots. You guys, thank you guys for coming. You're going to see John again on our channel very soon.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
guys.
y'all.
Appreciate it.
All right.